A teenager saved 3 children who fell through ice and would have possibly died. And then the cops who were on the way, they get into an accident on their way to the scene. I kid you not. This is Anthony Alexander, 16 years of age, a student at an academy called Academy Park High. Here's the lake. Let's put up a picture of the lake. The frozen lake was dangerous. So what happened? The teenager jumped into action and rescued 3 children who fell into an icy pond in Pennsylvania. This happened Monday. The children were standing on a frozen pond in the park off Jackson and Hibbert Avenues Monday afternoon when they fell through the ice. Anthony Alexander, a 16-year-old student at Academy Park High, spotted the kids and rushed toward the ice and tried to save them. Wow. He said, it seemed like they were just accepting their fate, Alexander said. So I jumped in and grabbed a stick and pulled one little kid out. And the girl was close enough for me to reach her. So I pulled her in too. Alexander grabbed a branch and ventured onto the ice himself, but started to fall through. The young man risked his own life. He said, I was shocked. That's how cold it was. My body went into shock, Alexander said. As Alexander struggled to save the children, the Yeadon Borough Police Department, their officers were headed to the scene, but they crashed into each other. Put up a picture of the crash. They crashed into each other at Beechwood Avenue. Fortunately, none of the officers were seriously injured. I really don't give a damn. Another officer arrived and helped, all right? Let's put a picture up of the hero again. You know, those are real heroes. That's a real hero, all right? He didn't have a gun, he didn't need one, right? He didn't have some fancy law enforcement position, he didn't need one. What he had was heart, humanity. He wanted to protect lives. Now, if you just take his humanity, bottle it up and put it in law enforcement, we would have no problem. That young man, 16 years of age, decided to almost sacrifice his own life to save 3 children in ice and water. And those 3 children, he said, it looked like they had given up hope that they would survive. Those are your heroes. Those are the real champions of America. Those are the people we should be celebrating, not villains, not killers, not murderers, but those people. He said they were like, help me, we're going to die. I was like, no, you're not going to die. The children were taken to the hospital for an evaluation. They are all physically fine. Meanwhile, Alexander hopped back on his bike and continued riding through the area, knowing that the 3 kids are alive thanks in large part to his actions. Got right back on his bike, kept going on with his day. Real hero stuff right there. Mr. Mayor?
Well, as Dr. Philip Goff from the Center for Police Equity says, we need to begin recruiting people with hearts for service instead of passions for power. This young man, in any rational system, would be number 1 on the list of folks that we recruit and hire into public safety departments. You know, in Ithaca, one of our largest reforms is to create a Department of Public Safety that is larger than just, it replaces the police department and has inside it, of course, a policing component, but also a division of unarmed responders, so that we can recruit people who actually live in the community or from the community, who we would love to be walking the streets, biking the streets, in the example of this young man.
Yeah.
And put them to work, keeping all of us safe. Right now, there's too many of us, too many Black folks, too many women, too many folks who are native to the cities they grew up in who would never consider joining the police department because the police departments don't look like them.
That's right.
Right? They are on average whiter, more conservative, and filled with people who live outside of the municipalities that they police. We can change that by changing the structure, creating departments of public safety, and welcoming heroes like Anthony Alexander into lives of public service. I would feel better knowing he was on my block.
That's right. Well said. Very well said, Mr. Mayor.